Now, let's look at three of the most common components you'll find in electronics: resistors, push buttons, and LEDs. This is a resistor. Resistors are components that limit the flow of electrical current in a circuit. You can think of them as creating resistance to the movement of electricity. Resistors come in many different values depending on how much resistance is needed in a circuit. The resistance of a resistor is shown in ohms, represented by the Greek letter omega. Unlike some components, resistors are not polarized. This means that they can be installed in either direction and will work the same way. One of the most common uses for a resistor is limiting the current flow through an LED. Without a resistor, too much of the current could flow through and damage the LED. You'll use resistors frequently throughout most circuits. If you look closely, you'll see that they are color-coded with stripes to indicate their resistance. Each color represents a number and can be figured out using the resistor color key. Now, let's look at push buttons. A push button is a switch that lets electricity flow through when pressed. When the button is not being pressed, the internal contacts are disconnected. If we look closely, the pins on each side of the button are already connected together internally. Pressing the button connects the two sides together. Understanding this internal connection will make it much easier to use and understand. Finally, let's look at LEDs. LED stands for light emitting diode. An LED is a component that produces light when electricity flows through it. Unlike resistors, LEDs are polarized and must be connected in the correct direction. The longer lead is called the anode and is connected to positive power. The shorter lead is called the cathode and is connected to negative power. Because LEDs are diodes, current can only flow through them in one direction. If an LED is connected backwards, it simply won't light up. This is a common mistake, so make sure to always ensure the correct orientation. LEDs should always be used with resistors to prevent excessive power from burning them out. Let's try putting these together in a basic circuit. Start by connecting your power supply to the breadboard. Next, connect a button across the break in the breadboard. Connect the shorter or negative side of the LED to the negative power rail and the positive side to the button. Finally, place a resistor from the positive power rail to the input of the button. Now, when you push the button, the light turns on. If we reverse the LED, we will see that it no longer works, since they work in only one direction. Let's put the LED back and try with a different resistor. Let's try with a lower resistor so it will let more power through. As you can see, now when I push the button, it turns on brighter. Resistors, push buttons, and LEDs are all some of the most fundamental building blocks of electronics. As you continue these projects, you'll use them in many different circuits and gain hands-on experience in how they work together. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next lesson.